Still waiting. We're still waiting. Trying to figure out what's the holdup. Welcome to Vanguardian News. I'm your host, Mahfouz Al-Qadir. We're still waiting. It's been 2.5 weeks in, folks, and we have not gotten any of these bills that I thought there would be a priority, um, in particular for the Democratic Party to pass. African Americans are still waiting on the George Floyd Police and Police Reform Act bill, also the Emmett Till anti-lynching bill, the John Lewis Voters Act bill, and the For the People bill, as far as voters registration, online voter registration. Seems like these bills have been tabled, but they're tabled, and I haven't heard outside of some platforms, like I haven't heard any answer to why these bills are not being, you know, not pushed to the forefront at this particular time. It's back in the back burner, and these bills have passed in the Congress, and so far for the Senate, I haven't heard anything from Chuck Schumer in regards to these bills. I'd like to know what Cory Booker stands on this. So I know we're being distracted by this Marjorie Taylor Greene nonsense, and the rest of these Republicans in regards to the nonsense and the rhetoric and spreading this big lie that they want to continue to just continue to go down that road. It's just a ongoing distraction that always gets in the way of the real progress that needs to be done. And it's beginning to be a slap in the face to me because we got pressing issues, particularly these four bills that I think are very important that I just mentioned. I'd like to know what Chuck Schumer position is in trying to get these bills to the floor, try to get them passed, and what is the time schedule? What is the schedule? It seems like these when it comes to bills that directly affect African Americans in this country, we're always told to wait. We're always told to be patient. We've been patient for centuries. The fact that you even have to discuss the anti-lynching bill at this point in 2021, February, going into the second week of February in 2021, is insulting within itself. And why should we have to apologize for bringing that, to the forefront? And we shouldn't have to shy away from that. You got this one Senator Rand Paul who opposed the bill, and I don't hear anyone challenging him on that. But that could be just me. But I would like to know what's going on, and when are these bills going to be considered a priority enough for you to bring them to the table, Mr. Majority Leader? We don't have. I don't have that time. I don't have no patience. I don't have any of that until these bills are passed. My patience is worn thin, and we're not going away. If you think that's going to happen, we're not going away. It's just, as far as Joe Biden, he needs to be more behind this, push these bills. I know he signed the Racial Equality Act or bill that he signed executive order, but that's not enough. We need more. Congress have passed these bills, and they're in the Senate, and we need more. We definitely need an answer while we got the majority. Can't wait around and be on the sidelines and just be, and just hope that, well, we'll get it. We'll, one of those, well, we'll get to it. We got it, this, that, and the others. Well, get to it now. Let's get on with the business at hand at the country. Let's get on with the business. Let's get to the bills now. That's all we're asking. I don't think that's too much to ask, since these bills went through Congress, went through the House, and we're ready for the Senate to vote on them. I mean, can no longer be patient on this. It's got to be a priority. I'm expecting these bills to pass within the 100 days. If it really, that's too long. But I'm gonna be patient. Once again, we're always patient. But I'm expecting these bills to pass. I'm expecting some type of movement on these bills, and they shouldn't die in the Senate. You know, Chuck Schumer, you're the majority leader. You need to be on this like ASAP. You need to be on your agenda, because if not, you have midterms coming up, and if I had to go up in New York and find a candidate that thinks along with what I'm thinking, to run against you whenever your time is up, when you're up for reelection, we might have to do that. It's not threats; it's just reality, But we're not going to continue to just sit back and just be silent on this. And when you decide, or when your colleagues in the Senate decide to, just when at your schedule, come on. It's pressing. This is a pressing bills. These 4 bills that I mentioned are very pressing, and it's very important to the African American community. It should be important to everyone. Lynching should be a federal crime. If this was, if this bill was targeted, or these lynchings were targeted to a certain lighter demographic, I'm pretty sure these bills would have been passed immediately. But that's another story for another day. But we're not going away. The John Lewis Act, we, voting right reform. What's going on with that one? Can't be crickets. I want to know what's happening. And every black person should be concerned. And they should be rallying in their districts across the country, and should be banging the door down as far as your state legislators, your state legislation, and your senators and your congressmen that represent you. These bills need to be passed. They need to become law. Just dragging of the foot, and just taking your time. Centuries. And you want us to be patient. Can't do it anymore. We continue to give you our vote, especially the Democratic vote, but yet once we do our job in voting you in, once again, you get to Washington, and it's always a, we'll get around. We'll get around to it. Well, let's get around to it today. Let's get around to it this week. Let's get around to it this month. Let's get the ball rolling. I don't think we're asking too much, but we'd like to see some movement on these bills. definitely we'd like to see some movement. And we can no longer be patient, no longer be silent and stagnant in regards to that. So we need we need those bills passed ASAP. And meanwhile, the COVID relief bill, I know Biden said that he put the $15 minimum wage in that bill, but he admitted that he doesn't think it might survive. They might throw it out. It might not get through. Well, once again, I mean, you got 64% of black businesses have went out of business due to COVID-19, due to the pandemic. I almost said pandemic. That's how most people think. But I'm not on the board that ship. But due to this pandemic, 64% of black businesses have closed their doors, have went out of business. So the country is looking for relief um, in the right spots, in the right places. Americans need relief. You know, black Black America's been hard hit with this COVID, hard hit, and we're asking for the bills to be passed, and we're asking for some type of relief. And again, it's slow motion, it's stuck in mud, all because of these MAGA clowns with their conspiracy theories that's taking this focus away from what really needs to be done. And as far as Marjorie Taylor Greene and her nonsense, she got on the floor and she spoke about her being a mother, and she was the first in her family to go to college, to graduate college, and she's all about her family and her, being married and having kids and stuff like that. That's all great. That's wonderful. But her ideology is out there, to say the least. And she's made statements that she's going to have to. She can't even really apologize for. She can't really justify the statements that she did. I mean, as a woman who, now that you said that you graduated college, uh, I don't see how you can say school shootings were false flags and harassing victims of school shootings. It's a little bit. You're a little off base, off centered. I don't think you're all there, but you know, you represent the 14th congressional district of Georgia, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people that you represent feel the same way you do. So I'll say to that, get a clue. So let's stay on their necks, in particular black people, African Americans. We have to be diligent. We have to be diligent. We put this guy in office, Joe Biden. We put a lot of these people in office. And midterms are coming up. And once again, are we going to be the party, the group of people that they'll go to church and carry hot sauce in their bag and expect us to vote for them? They go on these little urban radio shows and say how they listen to Tupac and how they love this, they love hip hop. I love Wu-Tang or whatever. But yeah, when they get in office, when we got these bills that's pressing, that's being tabled and being put in the back burner, we don't hear one peep about what's going on, what's the status of it. So that's the big frustration that we have to go through, and hopefully we can get past this issue and go forward with getting these bills passed. So we all gonna have to work on together and like I say, push for this movement to get things passed. But it's gonna be a difficult task, as you see. With Washington, everything is always slow. Everything is always on their time. But let's get it back on the people's time. Let's get it back on the prioritize the time what the people need. So That's it for me. I hope everyone's doing well on this Super Bowl Sunday. Enjoy the game. I don't know who your pick is, but we will definitely be tapping in soon in regards to that. Okay, thank you for checking us out, and we appreciate your support.